Welcome in, Coach. Thanks for, you didn't have to dress up for a brother. I appreciate it.
Sunday, man. Sunday leisure. I was actually up at the office catching up on some stuff. Sunday's always my alone day. I can go up there and all the offices are empty. Everybody's at the Final Four. I don't do Final Fours.
Is it true that U of H had the contract sitting on your desk for a couple of months before you?
No, that couldn't be further from the truth.
That's what sources say.
Bad sources there.
It's a bad source.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no.
Because I know all along you said you'd wait until the season was over before you.
Yeah.
Broached the subject.
But I don't. People. Somebody texted me, one of our administrators, and was talking about distraction. Well, when you say that, that just proves you don't know what you're talking about, because distraction is not part of who we are. All coaches know how to compartmentalize, and the players will feed off you. Yeah. My sole focus in that tournament was getting ready for Georgia State. It's all that mattered. We didn't do one thing different the entire year, and then everything was the same. And then
you're just coaching your team, like
coaching my team, no different than playing at Tulsa or playing at Cincinnati or playing at South Florida, Central Florida, Wichita State. Doesn't matter to me. We were prepared for them. I didn't like the start we got off to, but I knew we needed to get to halftime, and once we get to halftime, our kids are pretty good visual learners. And at halftime we have cut-ups or edits that we can show that this is how we have to guard this action. This is what we're doing.
You have to show them.
We have to show them. Yeah. So once we got to halftime, I thought we came out in the second half really organized defensively. But with under a minute to go, when you have a 3-point lead, you knew you were right there. Credit Kentucky. P.J. Washington kid made an unbelievable play. He shot a jump hook from about 12 feet, and we fouled him. Made the free throw tie scores. We still got the ball. Corey gets to the rim. He gets the ball over the kid's hand, goes in. But he blocks it to go ahead and make a three. But that's the way the game goes. Look at Auburn yesterday. They had the game won. The problem was the game wasn't over until the horn blows and they foul him. And it was a foul.
It was a foul.
Yeah. Now I thought that was a double.
Tough call.
Yeah, it was a double dribble before that. Yeah. But only one school's going to go home happy. We were disappointed.
How do you get over that every year when you don't win it?
Well, I'm not over it yet, because that's why I don't. That's one reason I don't like going to the Final Four, because I'm not really into socializing or buddy, and I'm not really into that stuff. I don't even look at the film. I haven't looked at the film, the Michigan game. Now, for some reason, I still see
that's
the kid.
That's a year ago.
Yeah, I still see for some reason, I still see the shot the kid made against us when they, you can't get away from the TV because they'll show it at times. Yeah. But I haven't seen that game, and I doubt I'll ever look at the Kentucky game either, because it hurts too much. We're building a program. We're not one-hit wonders. We understand who we are. We have a defined way we want to play. I don't worry about recruiting rankings. I don't worry about this or that. When I evaluate, I can tell whether a kid can play for us. Now, how do I explain that? I don't know how to explain it to someone. It'd be like taking the back off my watch and trying to explain how this thing works. I have no idea. I know what time it is. That's about all I care about. It's kind of like explaining what the Atlantic Ocean looks like to somebody who's never seen water. Coaches know what they're doing.
You talk about you're building a program and sustaining it. Was that a factor in not looking around at other places, particularly Arkansas, which obviously was interested in you, and that you didn't want to start over?
Well, whether it's NBA or college, success will drive people's opinions. I think the thing that whether it's NBA or other colleges like about our program is sure they like the head coach, but they also like the culture, the way our kids play.
On the court, when you look at the teams in the Final Four, Texas Tech, for instance, teams that you know very well and programs that you understand, is there any reason that U of H can't be one of those programs?
You know, the NCAA allows you to have secret scrimmages. And on October 27th, which was about 162 days ago, I looked this up, we went over to Fort Worth and scrimmaged Texas Tech. Chris and I, good friends from way back, when he was at Fort Scott Community College. All I know is you fly into Wichita, get a car and just start driving. And then you keep driving and you keep driving. And then you say, are we still in Kansas? But that's where he was. It was one big building, half the building was a gym. You had to go outside. It was like a fire exit stairs. You go up and go outside to get inside his office. And the other side of the building was a rodeo. When I walked into the building, the first thing I said, God, how does he work in here with that smell every day? But when we went over to scrimmage him, you know, we had so many unknowns. But we scrimmaged him. Fabian had a broken foot, so he didn't scrimmage. Dejan was in New Orleans for his grandmother's funeral, so he didn't scrimmage. But it was a really, really good scrimmage. Chris didn't know what he had, and we didn't know what we had. But I remember the Mooney kid, the Culver kid. I knew Culver was pretty good. But the improvement that his team made, and the improvement that our team made, and we were kind of cut out of the same cloth. But we're not
the best defensive teams in the country.
Yeah, we're not that far away. Yeah. We're not that far away, and that also went into my thinking that if your goal is to compete for a championship, before you can even do that, you have to be able to compete for a championship in your conference. So I think we're set up in this next cycle. You know, the last 4 years, I think we've won about 103 or 4 games. That's my way of thinking. My math's not great, but you're averaging over 25 wins a year for 4 years. I think we can be pretty good again next year. And I also think we can be pretty good again the following year because we're going to keep adding. We've got a pretty good formula as it relates to recruiting. So when I watch Texas Tech and Virginia, even Auburn and Michigan State, you know, playing Kentucky in the Sweet 16 game, watching North Carolina, there's about 10 or 12 schools that could have been playing Monday night. Right. And I think we were one of those schools. We didn't get it done, that's on us. But that's why you fight and you work and you scratch and claw in the off season. You get a taste of it and you just want to get back.